Hare Krishna. If you are going through hell, keep going. Winston Churchill. Sometimes when we face a lot of problems in our life, we may say, I am going through hell right now. Hell has become a metaphorical way to refer to any intense form of suffering. So, yes, it may be that we are going through terrible suffering. But the important thing is that we not stop there. Frequently, when we face problems, the problematic incident happens at a particular point. Say somebody insults us, somebody hurts us, somebody betrays us, or that incident has happened at a particular point, and life moves on. But unfortunately, we don't move on. That is, our mind doesn't move on. Our mind stays stuck in that incident and keeps doing a perpetual auto replay of that incident. How could this person have done it? How dare? Why? I should have done this, how could they do that? And when our mind gets caught in the auto replay like this, then each time the auto replay happens, our irritation, our infuriation, our exasperation increases. And we start feeling more and more helpless. Yes, if somebody has wronged us in some way, we may have to do the needful to correct it. But what is important is that we don't let ourselves get consumed by it. We don't get ourselves get caught by it. Suppose somebody has to go, say we are in one house and we have to go to another house. And in between, it's raining very heavily. So what will we do? We will rush through from this house to that house as quickly as possible. If we came out of the house and we stood in that house in the rain, we will get drenched. We may become sick. So obviously, if we understand from the physical perspective that this is an uncomfortable situation, this is a distressing situation, then we will get out of it as quickly as possible. So any physically unpleasant situation that we are in, unless we have some very perverse masochistic strain within us, masochism means that some people get perverse pleasure in hurting themselves. Most people are not like that. And so if there is some situation in which is hurting us, we want to get out of it as quickly as possible. And the same pragmatism is what we need to apply when our mind goes through some situations. Yes, there is a problem, get out of it as quickly as possible. Yes, move on with life. Okay, even if suppose we have to go through a problem for a significant amount of time, but still we don't have to let our mind get stuck in that. Now the difference between, say, if it's a freezing cold night and we have to go from one house to another, and when we are going in between, we will rush through quickly, and we will rush through quickly because we know that we have no power to actually change the cold. If the weather is cold, it is cold. The only thing we can do is we can go to another house which is warm, and that's how we will be comfortable. But when it comes to other situations, say if we are facing some problem in our life, say some person is behaving in an unreasonable way, then at that time we tend to think that we can tackle this. If this is going wrong, I can make it go like this, I can do like this. And that's one reason why we keep thinking about the problem again and again. And we, in that way, keep ourselves exposed to the cold. We are going through hell, but instead of passing through, we stay stuck over there. So we may say that if there is a problem and I have to solve the problem, how can I not think about the problem? Yes, we need to think about the problem. But we need to think about the problem in a way that solves the problem, not in a way that aggravates the problem. So sometimes if we ourselves are not calm, if we ourselves are very agitated, then at that time, when we think about a problem, at that time what happens is that the more we think about it, the more we become confused, the more we become disheartened, and the problem starts becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. So at that time, if we find that our thinking is only making the problem more complex, it's only disheartening us, then at that time we need to understand this is not the time to think of the problem. I am not in the right state. So at that time the best thing to do is get out. Get out of the problem. Think of something else and direct our thoughts elsewhere. Move onwards in life. Sometimes some people hurt us, and then years after that other people just keep holding on to a grudge. You spoke like that to me, you did like that to me. Life moves on. The heaviest thing to hold in life is a grudge, because the grudge burdens us. Whether it burdens the other person or not, it burdens us. The Bhagavad Gita tells us that the stimuli that we experience in life, they are temporary. The pleasures and pains are temporary, just as the summer and winter are temporary. So, just as when summer and winter come, if it becomes very cold, we just accept it. We know that this winter is not going to last forever. While it is there, we protect ourselves as much as we can, and if we have to go out in the cold, we come out of the cold as quickly as possible. So, similarly, when we go through distressing situations, even situations that may seem hellish for us, we, rather than getting worked up, why is this happening, why is this person doing, rather than letting our mind get caught in an auto loop, in a perpetual auto repeat kind of auto replay kind of mode, we need to get out. Okay, just I can't deal with this right now, let me just forget it, let me put it outside, let me put my thoughts in something more constructive. And if we keep going through, we will find that actually the problems that seem very big, when we are obsessed with those problems, the less we think about the problem doesn't seem that threatening. The problem may still be there and the problem still needs to be dealt with, but we won't be overwhelmed by the problem. Especially the fastest way to take the mind away from problems is to take it to some reality bigger than problems. The biggest such reality is God. The Bhagavad Gita knows God by the name Krishna. And when we meditate on Him, when we dwell on Him, when we make Him our mental resting place, then our thoughts get elevated. Whatever be the hellish situation around us, we feel ourselves mentally airlifted. And we get relief, we get calmness, we get clarity, we get strength, we get confidence by that connection with God. And thereafter, we can look back at the problem and see how best to deal with it. So rather than staying on, mentally regurgitating the problem, we can move on. If we pass through hell, if we walk through hell, keep walking. And hell will pass by and we will move ahead to a better situation in life. Thank you. Hare Krishna.